It's a U.S. company. It's eHealth. And eHealth, while not a fraud, eHealth, yes. eHealth is, in our view, a massive stock promotion. It's a perfect storm of a new management that really wanted, in our view, to pump the stock, and a new accounting standard that really is perverse when applied to this business, but masks what is actually now a very unprofitable business and makes it look highly profitable. So this is
explain how they're doing that.
Management's kind of running around and sure. So there was a new standard that went into effect as of 2018 that really was intended for software companies that have recurring license revenue. So these guys are insurance brokers, mostly in the Medicare space. And what they started doing is they said, okay, we sell a Medicare Advantage policy. We're just going to book 3 years of revenue up front. And so the key is, though, there are assumptions that go into how they book or what they book as revenue. It's mark-to-model accounting, literally. I mean, and we see this blow companies up all the time. So they booked last year $500 million in revenue, based on their highly aggressive assumptions that we don't think are realistic. I mean, we adjust that down by about $128 million or 25%. But more egregiously, looks like they're very profitable. They reported about $100 million in operating profit, but we think that they actually really lost about $181 million on an operating basis. That's what our adjustment is. And the tell is cash. They incinerate cash. Now they say, well, we're investing for growth, but the problem is once that accounting standard went into effect, they changed the business and started doing those late night TV ads, side by side with mesothelioma lawyer ads. And they get in a very low quality, high churn group of enrollees. So they base their model off of what was kind of a steady state business, higher quality, stickier enrollees. But now they're jamming into the pipeline these enrollees that churn quite quickly, and they're basically booking all of that theoretical revenue today. And that's the crux of the problem, and that's why these guys are out there raising money, and also why management's out there dumping stock.
Carson, what has the company said specifically about this issue of churn, which seems to be the linchpin of the argument you're making against the company?
Well, so they actually mislead on the churn. So when you compare churn in 2017, which was the new management's first full year running the company, it's kind of like they slow walked the business that I suspect deliberately in order to really, in order to basically game the test, so to speak, or game the model. And then that churn now went from 37% in 2017 to 47% last year. Now we put our calculations of churn into our report. It's very straightforward. It's very basic. When they present churn, they use an aggressively small numerator and a misleadingly large denominator to say, oh, well, churn is actually, only 36% or so. So that's the way that they're pulling the wool over investors' eyes with respect to just the delta in quality. But it's clear when you use a basic means of calculating churn that the profile of the 2018 and 2019 cohorts is very different from that of the 2017 cohort.
Right. Carson, real quick, the stock, as you've spoken, has dropped precipitously, about 15% down. We should also note CNBC has reached out to eHealth for a comment, and of course we'll bring it to you when we get one. What do you think this company is worth?
I mean, we think it's, back of the envelope, worth about $20. I mean, the problem is this is not sustainable. I mean, you cannot keep running a business that is destroying value. I mean, we estimate that on every Medicare Advantage enrollee last year they lost about $400, and they say that whereas they think they're reporting a profit, positive profit of a few $100s. I mean, you can't You keep doing that, and you lose capital markets access.
Right.
That's it.
Carson, real quick, because we have literally 20 seconds. At the beginning of the conversation, you said this was not a fraud, and I just want to be clear about that. Do you think this is a fraud, then? Or do you think these are just aggressive assumptions?
This is what...
We've got 10 seconds.
Well, from a legal perspective, it's not a fraud. Intellectually, it's fraudulent. Legally, they have the latitude and the standard to do this stuff. That's the problem with mark-to-model accounting.
Carson Block, I want to thank you for coming on the show. Hope we can get you back and spend some more time with you to talk about this and some of the other things that are taking place in the marketplace. Really appreciate you joining us. I want to make sure that everybody out there joins us tomorrow. Stay safe and healthy in the meantime. CNBC's special coverage continues right now.